So here we're getting a big load of mulch going here. We're going to use this in our back flower beds. We got a perennial bed around the shed that we're going to add this mulch to. Probably add 2 or 3 inches around there. We're over at Living Earth in Rockwall getting us a big old load of mulch. This is much cheaper to do if you buy in bulk. If you can buy in bulk, do it. Much cheaper than going to Home Depot or Lowe's and getting those bags of mulch. So we're going to add this around to our flower beds in the backyard. Got 2 cubic yards of that. Also went to Home Depot and got a couple of bags of cedar mulch. Later in the video I'll show you we're going to use the cedar mulch for the walkways in our vegetable garden. We're going to put a few walkways between our new vegetable garden in there, and also a few bags of topsoil to fill in some holes that the dogs had dug. Now it's time to unload all of our mulch that we got. As you can see, we got nice handy bins here, wheelbarrows to haul it all up to the backyard. And here's our mulch all added around our flower bed. Here we can see we got a mountain laurel in the corner, and down below next to it is some thyme, and behind it is a oregano plant. And then back here in the back we have several knockout roses we had pruned back a few weeks ago. Starting to bloom and starting to come back here now. And then here's a crepe myrtle plant. This is, I believe, the dynamite, a red crepe myrtle. And then down here is the butterfly bush and some more knockout roses. In between them is an azalea plant. On this side it gets quite a bit of shade, so that turns out real nice there. Here's an update on our vegetable garden. Got several veggies already growing now. We're going to start harvesting some of this spinach pretty soon. Eat some salads. Boy, that stuff looks good, doesn't it? Also got some lettuce growing here. We've got a red leaf lettuce and a butter crunch, and also one romaine lettuce and a radicchio plant. And here's an update on our onions we've planted. If you've seen our video several videos ago, we planted our yellow onion. We've got 2 varieties of yellow onions growing this year, 2 rows. This is our Grand X, looking good so far. And then over here we have the Texas 1015 onions. So stay tuned to see our harvest on that. Then here in this row we got the cabbage down at the end and our broccoli plants growing down here. And then over here I have 1 kale and a couple of Brussels sprout plants. If you have seen our previous videos in the fall, we had great success with both of these. We're going to try to regrow a couple of these in the early spring here. And then here I have the leeks growing. This is our first year to grow any leeks, so we're going to give our hand at that. Keeping the soil covered around the leeks so we have more whites to harvest towards the end. So subscribe to us and see our harvesting of the leeks later in the spring. And then here I got the sugar snap peas and the sugar Ann, 2 varieties of sugar snap peas growing along our trellis that we had built. If you've seen our previous video on that, check it out. How to build a trellis for less than $5. So very handy. Can't wait to get harvesting the sugar snap peas. Here we have our garlic. We planted back in October. We got several varieties of garlic growing. It's going to be quite a while longer before they're ready to harvest. Probably mid to late spring on that. Then we also have some 2 varieties of shallots that we planted also. So don't forget to subscribe to us so you can see the harvesting of our shallots and garlic as well later in the spring. So far so good. Say hello to Molly, laying out in the sun here. And here's Jackson sleeping, getting a suntan.
Hey.
Here's an update on our seeds that we had started. Not real happy with the success of our tomato seeds and pepper seeds and the lettuce. I'll give you another video update later on that to talk more in detail about that. Okay, so I gave in and bought some tomato plants. We're at the local nursery, and these obviously look much better than my tomato plants. So let's check out what we got here. I got a Cherokee Purple heirloom variety tomato, one of my favorite, and also another heirloom, which is the Brandywine. And then we have a Beefmaster tomato and Early Girl. This is always the first tomato we'll get will be from this plant, is the Early Girl. I like to always buy at least one of those to have early tomatoes. And then we also here have the Super Fantastic tomato, and this is a new variety. I have not heard of this one before. Valley Girl. I'll have to do some research to see what kind of tomato this makes, but the tomato plant looks so nice I couldn't resist. And then this one is a Porter. Oh shit, I bought the wrong tomato plant. That's supposed to be a grape tomato, but this is a Porter. Alright, well. And then over here I got a couple of herbs, got some dill, and we bought one cilantro. I got some seeds that I'll plant out, but this will give us a little head start here. So we'll get that in the ground here and protect it with frost cloth as necessary, and the cold night's coming up. Alright, so we got the tomatoes in the ground now. We're gonna get them out quite early and protect them from any chance of frost or freeze in the upcoming few weeks. So we're gonna get us a head start on tomatoes. So here we have this neat little contraption, frost cloth tunnel. We're going to install over our tomatoes. As you can see, we planted them early here. This is the weekend before March has even started, and we're going to go ahead and set out a few tomato plants that we just got from the nursery. And so we're going to use this tunnel that we got. Looks pretty cool. As you can see, it just pulls right over the plants. Much easier to use than just a standard cloth, and you try to stake it up like we have done in the past. So let's pull it out and see how we set it up here. As you can see, it's got the fabric, and it just pulls apart. It's got these little metal stakes we're going to stake it in the ground here with. And we'll just cover up these tomato plants to protect them from any frost or freeze. So there you have it. Frost cloth, real simple to install, much easier than just buying those rolls of cloth. This comes with the the stakes, the wiring to hold it up in place. The plain cloth, you have to still stake it up over the plant. So this is very simple, easy to put out. So we're gonna make a walkway between our two garden beds. And what I've done here is I've got some free cardboard boxes and broke them down, removed all the tape, and try to find the ones without any too much printing on them. And we're going to lay that out to prevent the weeds. They'll slowly decompose, and on top of that we'll put out our cedar mulch I like to use the cedar mulch around the garden bed because supposedly it prevents or deters snakes from the garden, is what I've read. So there's the walkway now added between our bed. I'll do the other side also in a little while, and we'll have a nice, clean, easy way to walk around the new addition to our vegetable garden bed. So there's the latest on our spring vegetable garden. We got several stuff planted. Most of it's filled up now. Left side there's the lettuces, and then we got our onions. And on that empty row there's our potatoes that have yet to sprout. They'll start sprouting in a couple of weeks, hopefully. And then we have our leeks, and then our cabbage and broccoli. And then on our covered fabric dome there is our early transplanted tomatoes. A few more rows left to plant some more tomatoes, of course. And then we got our sugar snap peas. We're going to plant some cucumbers and green beans also in that row there. We're going to add another trellis coming up soon. And then, of course, we got our new bed that if you subscribe to us, you'll see what we're going to plant in there coming up. Probably in 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to plant out that bed with much more seeds. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you'll be notified of the latest update on our vegetable garden.